Hello students, I welcome you all in today's class of English, and today we are going to do a poem from your English book First Flight, and the name of the poem is Animals, written by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman was an American poet, essayist and journalist. He was born on 31st May 1819 in New York. He died on 26th March 1892. Leaves of Grass, O Captain, My Captain, and Song of Myself are some of his great works. The present poem Animals is written in free verse, and it is one of the poems published in Leaves of Grass. Now, before proceeding with the poem, I'll give you its introduction. Dear students, the poet has shown the comparison between human beings and animals in this poem, Animals. He has pointed out the evils present inside the human brain, which he thinks animals don't have. That is why he thinks that animals are much better than human beings. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self contained. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me, and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? So, dear students, let's start the paraphrasing. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self contained. I stand and look at them long and long. Placid means calm, very peaceful. And contained, self contained means self control. To keep up control. Fine. So the poet says that he wants to live in the world of animals. Now, here we can say that the poet finds the world of animals better than that of human beings. Why? Because he finds animals more peaceful than humans. And the poet says so because animals are not running after worldly things like we do, we the human beings. They are calm, they are very placid. They are calm and have no greed for worldly things or any kind of achievements. They are self contained, means they are very happy with their life. And you must have not seen any animal interfering in the lives of others, have you? No. So they don't interfere in the lives of others. Humans have the habit of interfering in the lives of others. So the poet thinks that animals are better than humans for being calm and not interfering in the matters of others. So the poet in these lines says that these are the reasons why he stands still and looks at the animals for a very, very long time. Fine. Okay. Now, they do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Now let's look at the difficult words. Sweat. Sweat means complaint. Here it means complaint. Then whine. Whine means to cry. Then sins. Sins are what? The wrongdoings. Then demented. Demented means disturbed. Okay, so the poet in these lines says that unlike humans, animals don't complain of any misery. They never cry. They never cry out loud like humans do. And why do humans cry? To show what they have lost, isn't it? They never stay awake in the night. The animals, they never stay awake in the night. You will never see the animals crying in repentance for their sins, for their wrongdoings. This means that animals are different from human beings because they don't show anger or grief, their sorrow, if something wrong happens to them. But we, the human beings, what do? We keep crying. We show our anger also, isn't it? Now, the poet further says that animals are very truthful because they never boast of their good deeds done in the name of God. Fine. He says so because most of the human beings do this. We are in the habit of doing this. What do? We boast of our good deeds, and that too in the name of God. Whereas the animals, they don't do such things. Clear? And we, the human beings, what do? We try to show our good deeds and religiousness to others. We, the human beings, do so. Why do we do so? We do so in order to gain popularity among our fellows. So, the poet in these lines is thinking that animals never irritate him by doing such things just to gain some praise from their fellow people. They do not discuss such things with their fellow friends. Have you ever seen any cow doing with the other cow? Any monkey doing with the cow? No. They don't do such activities that are done by human beings. So he feels that the animals are not dissatisfied like humans. They stay away happy with whatever they have. And they never run behind worldly things. Now, what are worldly things? Worldly things are the luxuries that all human beings want to have. Fine. So, they never try to possess things of comfort or luxury. So, the poet says that none of them is mad or none of them is disturbed behind owning the worldly things. They do not want to acquire any worldly thing. They are very much satisfied. They are not at all dissatisfied. Fine. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. Now, what is the meaning of this word kneels? It means to bow down. Then, what is the meaning of this word evince? It means to show. Fine. And possession means ownership of something. Okay. And these tokens, what are these? Tokens here are the qualities, the good qualities, the values. Okay, now in these lines, the poet says that he has never seen any animal showing his devotion to anyone by kneeling down in front of the person. They never do so, even for their ancestors who lived thousands of years ago. Fine. So they do not show devotion. They means the animals. They do not show devotion towards God like humans do. Have you ever seen any animal going to the temple? Have you ever seen any animal standing before the idol of the God? No. No one among them is more respectable or important as we have in human society. In human beings, rich people are generally given more importance and are treated with more respect as compared to the poor. But in the society of animals, have you ever seen them doing? No, they never do so. They never give more or less importance to any other animal. Fine. So, they are not like human beings. Everyone in the animal world is happy. They are not like human beings who find themselves the happiest or the saddest person on earth. Fine. So, the poet says that animals are more honest in showing their relations with other animals. Actually, the poet wants to say in these lines that animals use other animals as their food and they never try to hide this. Fine. Whereas human beings show that they have nice and friendly relations with others. Humans are always pretentious, isn't it? They show false relations with others, though the reality is just the opposite. So the poet says that he accepts the fact that animals are true towards showing their relation with other animals. They have the qualities, good qualities in them. Clear? And you must have seen the videos showing the love of one animal for the other. For example, a cow taking a crow on its back. And children, there was a poem also in your previous class, The Duck and the Kangaroo. Do you remember? And they both were quite good to each other, isn't it? So, let's move forward. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? The meaning of the word negligently is carelessly. So, dear students, in these two last lines, the poet is examining his own thoughts and feelings and says in surprise, the poet wonders that from where have the animals got all the good qualities? Tokens means qualities in them which are missing in human beings. The qualities which humans inherited from their ancestors. The poet is questioning himself. See the question mark here? He questions himself that where have his own good qualities gone? Students, the poet is talking about the qualities of innocence, kindness and truthfulness, which are no more seen in human beings, but are very much there with animals. All these good qualities are seen in animals, and the poet feels that humans gave up these qualities and they have passed on to the animals. Hope you have understood the poem nicely. Indeed, it's a nice poem with a beautiful message. Students will see the literary devices used in the poem in our next video. Goodbye.